All right, we're going to talk about the overnight low and high and take a peek at that. So, ES trades all night. So you got the Asian markets, you got the Europe opening, London, all that stuff. So we want to know what was the highest price that explored last night and what was the lowest price it explored overnight. Okay? And I want to mark those levels. Now, I use white, and then I have one that called overnight high, and then I have another one called overnight low, and I'm going to show you why, because it has these letters on it for me, overnight low, overnight high, so I know what these white lines stand for, because I use several white lines throughout the day, such as the IB high and low, which we will talk about. So price had a big vomit that day, and then price went up. Now, did price go up and stop at just somewhere and we don't know why it stopped there, or do we know pretty much exactly why it stopped there? Well, if you're watching these videos in order, I'm hoping you see it. What do you see here? A fair value gap. If you haven't looked at the fair value gap stuff, you should. There's also another fair value gap right here. Look what price did. I'm going to zoom in. Price went up to the top of this fair value gap and dropped. Then it went up to the top of this fair value gap and dropped. It didn't just stop somewhere in the middle of nowhere for no reason. It stopped for a reason. And that's the reason I say. All right, so let's get back to overnight high and low. It's just that was staring at me in my face and I had to discuss it. So we're on a 15-minute chart, so I can see the overnight and the whole day at once. Let me find 9:30. Market opens here at 9:30. Actually, it's right here. You can't see that because I don't have it in the screen. So IB low, price comes down to it, bounces off of it. That's typically what will happen on the first touch. The IB high and the IB low is nothing more than a break level. It's a swing high and a swing low, but with extra importance, with extra power, because it's where price explored overnight in a number of multiple international markets. So typically, price will bounce the first time it touches it. If it breaks it, price will come back and retouch it before it continues its journey. A great place to long on the first touch. When it breaks it, a great place to short when it breaks it out. If it goes to the upside, which we haven't seen in a while, it'll break off to the upside. First time it touches it, it'll probably bounce. And then if it goes through it, it'll come back and retouch it before it continues its journey, which is really cool. So one of the things I do like, I don't see it in this example, but let's say I have my IB high here, and I also have a traditional regular level right there. And price is coming up to it. Man, I like to take that short. Do you know why? Because I've got two levels back to back that will most likely bounce the price back in my face. So I got a little bounce support because I have another line, a really major line with the overnight high. Now, while we're on this, let's go ahead and talk about the IB low and high because it just relates to this. I don't need to do a separate video on it. So the IB high and low is nothing more than the first hour high and low. So it opens up here. Where's 10:30? 10:30 is here. We got the IB high here. IB high. And then I'm going to put this one here as the IB low. IB low. That way I know what I'm looking at. In fact, let me just move this over here so you can see my writing, because we got the overnight low, the IB low, IB high, overnight high. So a lot of times the first time it touches the IB high, it will be rejected. First time it touches the IB low, it will be rejected. So these are additional levels that you can put on your chart. They're nothing more than break levels, but they're at very special times. Overnight high and overnight low is what happens, from when the market closes on Tuesday and it opens up Wednesday morning. What happened overnight? And then the IB low and IB high is nothing more than break levels. It's the swing high and the swing low during the first hour of trading. Typically, it will take out either the IB high or the IB low. Rarely will it take out both. That's like less than 5% of the days. And it's another really low percentage that it doesn't take out either. But in most cases, it's going to take out one of them. And in this particular day, let's see, when did the market close? Nope, it never took out the IB low. It did take out the IB high, but it never took out the IB low. It didn't really get underneath here till midnight, and then it did a drop into the night session. So overnight low, overnight high, IB low, IB high are things I mark on my chart and trade every day. So there you go.